Good morning, friends. I'm here to do a Coffee Day Thursday, and this is going to be about vacation tips and tricks. I'm here in my pajamas. I have my kind of makeup going on, but it's only because I didn't want to look a hot mess. Um, but yeah, number one for a tip or trick or whatever would be wear your baby. If you could wear your baby, that would be so fantastic. Why? Because when you bring your stroller with you up until your gate, sometimes like going through security and stuff like that, you have to like close your stroller and then you have to take everything out, your diaper bag and all that other stuff, and it's just so hectic. When if you wear your baby, you don't have to worry about all of that. So I find it easier if you could wear your baby. I don't know. If you have a comfortable carrier as well, maybe like Ergo, because I find like the Moby wrap is just too much wrapping going on, and then you're gonna have to take it all out and then put it back in. And the Ergo, you just like snap it in, snap it off. If you have other carriers, that's fine and great, but I would definitely consider wearing your baby. The second tip that I have is roll your clothes. So, as an example, this is one of my fiance's wife beaters, and I just found it here on the table, so I'm going to use this. So let's say I'm going to fold this, pretend that it's nicely folded. Alright, so what I mean by roll your clothes, I would do this really tight, and then when I put it in the luggage, it's going to be rolled up like this with everything else that's rolled up, and I feel like I have more space for things that way. I don't know, maybe that's just the way that I do things, but I like it. The other thing is the less clothes the better, and I'm being so honest with you guys. There's times where I packed like so much clothes and I ended up wearing like only half of it. And then you never know if you're going to buy clothes on vacation. You never know if you want to get something extra and then you don't have space for it. So I would say choose your outfits carefully. Trust me, you don't need to bring like your whole wardrobe. The other thing is don't wear flip-flops on the plane. This is for various reasons. One, it's cold. My feet are always cold on the plane. And two, worst case scenario, which I would wish this upon nobody. You get into a plane crash or something like that, or you have an emergency. You don't want your feet to be exposed. You don't want to like get them hurt or anything like that. So I would wear comfortable shoes. But yeah, usually I just don't wear them because my feet are always cold and I hate that. Or just bring a pair of socks. So yeah, that's another tip. Bring some socks, and if you are somebody that gets really cold, like me, I usually always bring a sweater or a hoodie, or you could even get like one of those little blankets that they sell, like those little rolled up ones, so you could just bring that with you on the plane. That's what my mom does anyway, because my mom is always cold. And she always complains about the air conditioner on the plane. So you could just bring a little like throw or blanket. Um, Another thing is like when I went to Portugal with Isabella and my fiance, we decided that like it was perfect. We traveled at 8 o'clock at night and got there like I think it was 6 or 7 in the morning the next day. So the good thing about it was that it was at nighttime. So I took advantage of the fact that she goes to sleep at that time, and she slept all through the flight, which was amazing. Another tip, including like kids and stuff like that, is I would check with your airline to make sure that they have milk or not, because United, they don't have milk. They only have like some creamers. So what I did was I bought those milk cartons. They're like little, just regular milk ones, and I brought that with me on the plane. And they didn't question me or anything like that because they knew it was in my diaper bag and it was for my daughter. And I feel like those are just easy to deal with. You just like open them up, pour them in the bottle. And this was when she was already like 1. So, but yeah, definitely check with your airline because you don't want your baby to be starving and there's no milk. Another tip is that, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but there was these little pillows that have like blankets, and it's kind of like a pillow pet, but it has like a blanket or something like that. I did bring that with me when we did like an international flight because I felt like it was easier just to lay her on my lap because there was like no available seats. Lay her on my lap with a pillow and then just cover her with a blanket, and it's perfect because you could just roll it back up and then tie the pillow pet around it, and it just saves you so much space. And she loved it. I loved it. So that was a really good investment. If your baby is smaller, which you could do on international flights, is figure out if you could get, if the airline has a bassinet in the front row. They usually have them like against the wall somewhere, like in the front. And you could have your baby laying there, but I don't know. I think it's limited. I don't know if all the planes have them, but you could definitely figure that out. Another thing is that when I traveled with Isabella, I made sure to bring like a little thing of crayons or toys, something to keep her entertained, because I knew she wasn't going to want to sit down all the time, especially traveling back in the afternoon. So, I mean, she took a nap for an afternoon nap, but I had to bring something to entertain her. Hey, Bella, don't do that. So you definitely want to bring something to entertain them. Another good thing I saw one time on Pinterest was if you are wanting to be generous and you have a kid that cries all the time, or stuff like that, you could bring a little goodie bag that has like earplugs, maybe like a thing of gum or something like that, and just give that to the person sitting next to you if they're not related to you. So that way you don't feel so bad about your baby crying when they're trying to sleep. It's kind of just something nice that you could do for them. I don't know. I can't really think of anything else, but I would definitely go to the airport wearing something comfortable. Trust me, comfortable. And I know I'm only talking about plane stuff because I never really took a long trip in a car. But when I did go one time, a few hours away from here, it was easier for me because I was express fed, so I could just stop, breastfeed him, and then he'd go back to sleep. I never really had to make any like bottles or anything like that. But with Isabella, I did have this little container that you could purchase at Babies R Us, and it had like little holes to put like formula in. And I found that easier because you don't have to bring the big can of formula with you. Always bring like a water bottle for water. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to make this super long, but those are just some tips and tricks that I have. Obviously, you want to bring a camera. You want to take pictures of your vacation. Make sure that wherever you are, the outlets are the same. If not, you want to get an adapter because trust me, it sucks when you want to charge your stuff and the outlets are not the same. That happens to me all the time in Portugal, so I just buy a universal adapter and it works perfectly fine. But yeah, you want to take pictures of your vacation, want to make memories. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, thumbs up if you enjoyed these tips and tricks, and I can't wait to watch everybody else's videos. If you're interested in joining Coffee Date Thursday, I'll leave down the link below, as well as the playlist for all the other ladies who are joining me today with this video. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day. Bye.